Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for something brand new, a new piece of content I'm calling Take It or Leave It. This is going to be where I go back through the bowels of Bauer's Game Corner. I look at different pieces of content that I've made in the past, see how they did, watch them together with you, and then ask you the question of, should I revisit this type of content in the future? And if so, what should I change about it? What should I do differently? And I'm really excited right now to be checking out a video that I remember very little about. That is the Bauer's Gen Con 2014 Bonanza. When I went to Gen Con, I used to do over 100 videos from Gen Con, and some of them would be like lists before Gen Con and after Gen Con. And this one is the top 5 disappointments of Gen Con 2014. Now, I'm excited to watch this for a couple reasons. First and foremost, it's with my best friend Eric, who lives in Kentucky now. And he also, one view in the last 28 days. Awesome. But I don't get to see him nearly as much. And so he used to be my camera guy when we go to Gen Con, and it was always a super fun time. This one had 584 views, made $1.79, 2 new subscribers, and, little fun fact, this was one of the videos that Jamie Stegmeyer watched, and this was part of the reason that I got some of the review copies that he did, like some really good ones, like Scythe and Charterstone and Viticulture, stuff like that. But let's get into it, and let's just get into it. I'm excited to check this out. I also imagine that there might be some inappropriate language potentially going on here, just because it is my buddy Eric, so I do want to do not suitable for work. Warning right now, preemptively, but I don't remember.
Bauer's Game Corner presents Gen Con.
Oh, look at that professionalism. That's all Eric. 100%.
Made possible by Billionaire Banshee.
Great game. Still a great game.
Guys, Games, and Beer.
Check them out. Love them.
Dashing Inventor Games, creators of the Simple System role-playing game system.
I wonder if they're still around.
And Zonko, makers of Mobs, the t-shirts that turned life into an RPG.
Still got some of those shirts. Really cool shirts. Board Game Tavern.
Ahoy there, YouTube. We're back again today for another list. Another very special list from Gen Con 2014.
Wow.
And we've done a couple other...
I did not put these here, by the way. This is all artificial intelligence that did that. Wow. Let's go closed captioning. We'll see how that works as well.
list that were exciting ones. This one, not so much.
We got the bottom 5,
Woo!
top 5. So we're doing the top 5 disappointments starting off.
Because Gen Con is awesome. It is. I mean, I don't think you're going to find too many people who don't think it's awesome, but there's always going to be bad stuff when you pack 59,000 people.
So much stuff, some of it.
70,000 now.
Yeah, 59,000 people, and that's just the people at the convention. We're not even talking about the people that live, commute, and work there. The homeless people, the creepers, everybody was there. But you don't have any honorable mentions.
No,
That
no.
makes me worry a little bit, because I actually had to whittle it down to just 2 honorable mentions for my disappointments. So I'll get to it. First one is Haba Games. The very
I love Haba.
popular young children game maker out of, I believe, Germany. This was their first time at Gen Con. I picked up one of their games. My son absolutely adores it. I love it. Nice quality components. But, come on. It was amateur hour. You're going to the biggest convention on the planet. You know, don't give me any
Throwing shade.
59,000 people here. A bunch of them want to pick up your games, and you're not bringing your newest games with you?
Yeah.
I was one of the first people at the Haba booth, actually. And we were. And they were just about sold out. Day one, it looked like. Now, I don't know if they got more stock, but they were just about sold out after, like, 30 minutes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? The guy in front of me, he bought, like, what? 8 different games.
Yeah.
They didn't know the prices of these games.
Oh, God.
Like,
yeah, I remember that. It was
how much-
amazingly terrible.
How much is that one? And then they got they
And they were pretty slow even about selling the ones that they had. They
Yeah.
still had one of those swiping credit card
none of this.
machines
Like, you had to
with
sign the sheet.
receipt
Oh, yeah.
and-
They got his price.
For you kids at home that are too young to remember this, I literally set my credit card down. There was like a big metal contraption. It was like, shunk. This is, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was terrible. And I know some of you are like, oh, Gen Con always sells out super quick. No, like, it was, like, there was nothing. They brought, like, an obscenely low amount of copies of everything that was new. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. And they remedied it in the future years, but, man, throwing some shade there. That's an honorable mention. Jiminy Christmas. I'm gonna pop it off here. I'm excited.
Strong too, and like he's one of those people.
didn't know the prices.
Ugh.
It was amateur hours, Bush League.
I'm having flashbacks.
Still top-notch games. I absolutely
Great games, yeah.
planning on picking up more. But come on, Haba Games, bring it next year. My
They
other
did.
honorable mention was the Froth of Con. This one he's not going to agree with. This was the official beer at Gen Con.
I'm disagreeing.
I'm not a dark beer drinker.
50 to 75% on this one.
I'm not a
Eric's
dark
right.
beer
I'm
drinker,
wrong.
but this
I don't drink beer.
was not up to snuff, even for a dark beer, in my opinion,
Yeah,
for
I'll
Gen
get
Con.
into it. I'll get into it.
I can see it completely. Whatever Eric says is right.
Terrible, but it definitely was not up to snuff for Gen Con. So those are my honorable mentions. Let's get to our number 5s. What's your number
It's probably really good. I
Number
don't remember.
5 is just a little pet peeve I had. I know it's something that happens all the time in a lot of different places, but people just referring to it as con. Have a good con. Have a good con. Something about a guy saying, "Oh, have a great con, guys." It just
He still hates
know.
this. If you ever see him,
know.
say have a great con.
2014, guys.
have a fun time at
It's so
Gen Con.
stupid.
Even
Oh,
a
come
mouthful
on.
of words. It's something that you short. It's already con's already shortening the word. You know.
I guess
It's a convention. So when somebody just a pet peeve. It probably applies to nobody else. But it happened enough where I was just like, I don't know why it bugs me, but enough to make the list.
You could hear a
don't
child
care.
screaming upstairs.
My number 5 is actually a game that, spoiler, was on your top 10 list, and that was Zombie 15. This is, I believe, the only game... Oh, no, there's one other game on here. Zombie 15, I had very high expectations for it. I was somewhat disappointed. Now, this was... my first play of it was definitely not your typical
You had
play.
tons of people you couldn't hear. You're playing with people who don't know the rules. You just learn the rules. I don't think you've given the game
But
its due.
I played a lot of games at Gen Con.
I hate Eric. Part of the reason why I love Eric so much, and Adam as well, if you watch Thoughts in the Corner, is he's always freaking right. God dang it, Eric. He's gonna see the video. Just shut up, Eric. Just
And
shut
I will
up.
say that this one still did not wow me as much as a lot of other games. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's fantastic, and I hope I really love it.
2,300 was
But for the time being,
fantastic.
It's my number 5 disappointment. It's Zombie 15 from Yellow.
Number 4 for me
Very cool
is
gimmick.
the overwhelming amount of hair on the urinal. It was alarming. It was crazy. What are you fellas doing in there? Are you brushing it at the urinal? I went in there after somebody had just cleaned one. There was 4 hairs on it, and they all were different colors. That's you gotta look down there whenever you're going or stare at the wall, but yeah, it was consistent. It was everywhere, and you know who you are.
You just call out like 15,000 people. I think.
Just trim it up, bros.
This was not something that was on my radar until Eric pointed it out, and then I was like, Jesus Christ, there was a lot of pubic hair.
It's a lot.
You could have made wigs.
Yeah, full wigs. If anybody needed those.
That being said, it didn't bug me too much. You know, sometimes I'd even play a little game where I tried to clean it off.
You gotta clean it off.
I didn't really do that. My number 4 was Werewolf. Now, I love Werewolf. I adore Werewolf. But people were paying to play Werewolf.
This still grinds my gears.
This is America, people. You do not pay to play Werewolf. It's
You know,
free.
America, it's capitalistic.
Whatever. When I saw...
I'm kind of freaking out right now because I'm worried that screaming is actually from my daughter upstairs and not in the video. I don't know.
all this, I was dumbstruck. I was like, why
meta.
is there a big group of people over here playing Werewolf, where if you just walk over there, there's a bunch of people playing it for free. And there was actually less people playing it for
Did
free.
you go over there and ask?
And now there's like it's very, very little. It's a tragedy. It really is a tragedy of capitalism, and hopefully one day we can take it back. I would love to organize that one year, just to take it back. Take it back, Gen Con. Let's take it back. $2 tickets, wristbands, no. Take it back. Let's take it back. Werewolf of America. Werewolf of the world. Let's do it. Come together, unite. Take down the power.
Ask them?
No.
Oh, it could have been.
I'd feel like a jerk.
Could've
I was
been
like, hey
different.
guys, you can go play over here for free instead of buying the generic.
Shouldn't have felt like a jerk.
How many people you think actually said that?
I don't know.
Did anybody walk by and let them
Somebody
know?
did. Some people don't know social etiquette.
Hey
that well.
guys.
Probably
I think I need to bring a sign. Free werewolf, down here. Free blood on the clock tower, down here. Lucy, you could run it. Let's take this back. Let's take this back. Gen Con Unite. I think we can do this. I think we could do this. Organize a big event, fans of Gen Con thing, get people to sign up early, take it back.
Probably the guys
They were
leaving,
nice about it.
probably the guys leaving
guys,
pubes all over the toilet. Yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way because that's one of those things that it's always been a great tradition that I really enjoyed was playing Werewolf, and I actually saw that there was less people playing Werewolf, and I believe part of it is because there were so many people over there playing Werewolf and paying for it. But very minor pet peeve. My number 4, people paying to play Werewolf. Craziness.
My number 3 is the Wi-Fi there. The Wi-Fi there, I get it. You know, there's a lot of people. It's going to be slow anywhere you get it. But there's no spots for Wi-Fi. And where you can find it, it's just so slow. It's ridiculous. The only redeeming
It is
thing,
kinda
and this is
crazy.
not
There's not,
something
like,
that most
something.
people are going to have the benefit of, was the press room Wi-Fi. We got the press pass, which gave us the Wi-Fi password. And that's the reason that I got so many of the videos up.
My Wi-Fi
as soon as
pumps.
I did was because of that. We were looking to put these videos up when we were out there, and if we would...
Dude, Eric used to just crush that so hard. And now, most of the time you do it, it's me crushing it so hard. So if you ever see a bunch of stuff coming out of Gen Con, I would appreciate those likes, because it is me busting my butt. Because, it's also a race. Like, let's not pat myself on the back too hard, because it's like I'm racing a bunch of other people to get stuff up. So, very self-serving, but still, busting my butt.
had that press pass.
And it's fun, though. It is
wouldn't have
a
been
lot
able
of
to do
fun.
any of them.
That's not complaining.
Yeah, that was pretty big disappointment. Granted, if you're there playing games and you're not uploading videos or really getting on the internet too much, then it shouldn't be a problem.
And that's really why it's so nice to have someone do that, because if I'm not doing that, I'm playing new games. And that's the other thing, too. Like, when I play new games at conventions, a lot of times those can get some pretty good views. Gameplay videos from conventions is something I really want to try and focus on this year. Like, me and Adam have hopefully a really good plan in place for Gen Con and maybe even Origins, where we're going to bring back a bunch of gameplay videos, hopefully the weekend of the show. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I might be up to some other cockamamie scheme by then. Who the hell knows?
And probably don't even notice it, like those pubes until now. You'll see next year. You'll see.
They're
you'll
so
see
rampant,
me,
running
yo,
rampant.
Pube guy, hey, I know what you're talking about. I'll keep walking.
Hey, Pube guy, have a good time with the con.
Have a nice con.
Yeah, I will say, in addition to the Wi-Fi, just for the most bizarre reasons, I showed I had 4 bars, and a lot of people with Androids, I actually have found out had this problem. They had 0 reception. You could not make phone
Yeah,
calls.
you didn't even
couldn't
get
text.
reception.
But it
much less
showed
Wi-Fi,
I had
yeah.
bars. It was really bizarre. I don't know if that's the convention center or just so much electrodes and microbes and pubes flowing out of the atmosphere.
Yeah, and if you don't go to like conventions or like really, really large gatherings, that's one thing you might not think about. But yeah, I noticed that at Louder Than Life Festival too, which I covered a couple weeks back on a lot of YouTube short stuff if you didn't see it. But like when the crowds get really, really big, you have like 10,000 people like right around you. Like it's really weird to see just how bad the reception of the Wi-Fi gets. It's the connection gets it just because you'd be in the same spot the next day and it'd be a lot less people and you'd have a lot better reception. It's wild. Blows my mind that that's how it works.
I don't know. My number 3 was it's kind of Indianapolis parking. Now, don't get me wrong. They have to accommodate a lot, and they do a very good job. And I have a super secret, awesome hiding spot that I park at. And
It's still a legit spot.
We found a good spot.
If you ever tell
Found a really
anybody,
good
I will
spot.
kill you. It is
I
the
shouldn't.
best
Oh,
spot
God.
to park for
Apologize.
free
You don't threaten to kill people.
downtown,
Not
period.
cool.
Don't ask me where it is.
Not cool.
But it was closed, and there was like 6 blocks.
I think Eric's eyes say that too. Like Eric's a much more mature person than me. Like,
Buddy, I will kill you. It is the best spot to park for
Not
free.
cool. I should
downtown,
apologize.
Period. Don't ask me where it is. But it was closed.
I wonder if
I
he
don't
talked to me
know why
about
you
that.
want that parking open.
Yeah, you ever tell
Found a
anybody,
good
I will
spot.
kill you.
God,
it
I
is
feel so
the
bad.
best spot
Ugh.
to park for free downtown. Period. Don't ask me where it is. But it was closed, and there was like 6 blocks closed because
Yeah.
of a preseason Indianapolis Colts football
That
game.
did
I'm
suck.
not dissing on football. I love football. You like
For a preseason game,
Yeah,
come on, why are you blocking off the road?
They blocked off everything. It was ridiculous.
Now, there were a lot of people, so, maybe they just didn't want a
Yeah.
lot of people parking close by. I don't know why you wouldn't want that
Whatever.
parking open.
Yeah.
This feels
so
like me
we
yelling
had
at
to
the
park
clouds.
quite a good
This is
deals
stupid.
away.
Took
And
some
it,
walks.
but here's my main
You
pet
could
peeve.
pay for parking, you know.
The game was on Saturday. They closed down parking on Sunday.
So part of me doesn't know if I like this or don't like this kind of stuff because it feels like a time capsule, which I do like. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like what I would expect from this video. It's weird, right? Like I'm like, oh man, I'm ranting about this, but it's like, no, this really helps me rekindle it. And it, maybe if you went to Gen Con 2014, I think it'd be like, oh yeah, that was the thing. So part of me is like, yeah, I kind of like it because it's like a little bit of a time capsule sort of thing. And I'm actively apologizing to Eric right now for this. And I feel so bad. I feel like, wow, what a D-bag move. It is because it's not funny. It's not a good joke. Like, yeah.
And on Friday. So it was like, really, just close it down on Saturday if you're going to do that. Anywho, the Indianapolis parking, normally something that's pretty well done. That really grinded my gears. But next year we won't have to worry about that because it actually starts in July. I think it's July 30th next year.
It's going to go early, huh?
And I think that actually might be part of the reason why they do it, so it doesn't correlate with so many things. Because last year, 2013, was the MotoGP, and this year it was a teaching convention, so it's always rushing elbows with something else. Number two.
Number two was my belly that was hurting on this one. It was the waits for the food trucks. There were
Still
tons
terrible.
Of food trucks. They released
A lot of the time.
lists early and told you where they were going to be, and everything about that was glorious for me.
I will say, as much as I just said it's still bad, it is better with what they've done now. So, I want to clarify that. I'm not saying it's like worse or the same. It's better, but it's still not great a lot of the time, especially when it's busy. But that means business is booming, so it's a good thing.
I like a wide variety when I eat. I don't eat the same thing over and over. So trying all these new and different things was really appealing to me. But every one that I wanted to go to guaranteed a huge line. And if there wasn't a huge line, then there's a secret group of people somewhere nearby who are waiting for them to yell at them for their food. So I was like, oh, here's a good one. I can get some cheap food. I can get me €1. It's going to be delicious. It smells great. And I go and I buy it, and then I was like, there's no line. This is awesome. I found the food truck that has no line. And then I hear, Tommy? And I look over, and there's a whole group of people standing over here. I thought they were just hanging out, Nope, waiting on their food. So I really didn't get to
That's
eat
where they get
as
you.
many. Yeah, I did.
You guys go over
I
there.
know.
More people are
I
going to
know.
come.
That's a good strategy.
I felt cheated. And then
That's
I
a
had
good
to
food
wait
truck
'cause
strat.
they already paid, they got
Oh
my
my
order.
gosh.
But
I have a brilliant idea right now. You guys, I'll let you guys in on this.
I'm excited.
What if in front of the food truck, you take people's orders, but
I love the so sarcastic. I love Eric.
but you give people the food on the back of the food truck, so everybody who doesn't want to wait in line sees this empty food truck. They go up in there. Lo and behold, they don't know the sneaky secret. There's 16 people waiting for their food in the back. Tell me that's not a genius idea.
wouldn't they just stand in the line in the back, assuming that's the line to order the food?
I don't know. I love the con.
Pull tool on that.
All right.
Toss that around.
We never did. We
that
never
was
did.
Number two.
You
Number
lying
two.
bastard.
My number
Waiting.
two, and this normally every year for me is number one with a bullet. But this year it's actually number two.
Cosplayers?
And that is cosplayers and DS players.
Oh, the
I
freaking DS
hate
players.
so much. Get the hell out of the way.
I also love the choice of pictures that Eric chose to represent the DS players that I hate.
Cosplayers, you know what? I don't normally defend cosplayers, but I get it. You want attention. Mommy didn't give you enough hugs. You want blah, blah, blah. Do it out in front so everybody in the city can see it. Why do you need to clog the hallways? So annoying. But the one that really grinds my gears are these freaking DS players who walk. God, you ever had one of those moments where you're walking behind somebody and you just want to punch you in the back of the head? You go to Gen Con, if you've never been there, prepare for that.
It's bad.
because
It's really
everybody
bad.
and their fucking mother has a DS, and they're always walking
I would never punch anyone back in the head ever, by the way. But it used to be so bad. And you say, oh, it's the same with phones. It's not. With the DSs, it was just terrible. But it was because all the DSs were like communicating with each other, and you could get all these extra stuff that you normally couldn't do, and it was like, oh, it was rampant.
It's funny watching him walk behind these people. It makes it good for me.
I hate it.
It relieves
so
all of my stress.
much. Speed it up. I mean, we're not talking about cell phone speeds. We're not talking about old lady with a walker speeds. They have their own separate.
And the thing is, they don't walk like this. Like, it's not like one in front of the other. They walk like this because they don't want to accidentally smack in the back. So it's two people slow, and it's like, oh, there's people walking. It's so busy. It's like, man, hate it.
Speed they go, and I hate it. As for cosplayers, they just block the hallway. You got your stupid 16-foot sword. That's great for you. How about you hold it up vertically instead of horizontally so it blocks the whole freaking hallway?
They're like mascots everywhere.
I hate mascots. Don't even get me started on mascots. What's your number one?
Don't distract me from the game.
No, this is going to be good. I see the word. I'm curious.
So, what is it that everyone needs to do after they visit these food trucks and wait in line? They need to go poop. There is always a bathroom full of men pooping. Now I have...
Let's not be sexist. I'm sure there's a bathroom full of women.
No, I feel bad for women who go to other things and have to wait in line for the bathroom. I've seen the woman's bathroom line before, and it can be a horrible thing. And now I know that horror. When you walk in and there's a line at least 6 people deep, and there's 11 stalls all taken up by men just burping and grunting and farting and pooping, and then you gotta go in there looking eye to eye with a guy who just walked out of there, knowing why the seat's warm. No thank you. No thank you to convention pooping. It almost ruined my time twice.
I really enjoy convention pooping. I absolutely adore convention
I
pooping.
love
You
it.
get there, the seat's already warm, and you know you got a bunch of stuff in your book bag. You want to
smells
read,
like
you want to
reorganize.
different turds
You want
in
to
there.
think at. Maybe you got a new game you want to look at. You got extra time. You know, there's so many. You know what I really do love? I love
No
the fact that
pressure.
You're the
there's-
guy holding up the line.
No pressure
What
at all
are
to
you doing
poop.
in there?
Let's get this.
Like,
over
I
with.
don't have a problem with public pooping. Some people do. That's not me. But just know that if I have to wait in line and smell it first,
I glamorize.
no thank you. I can hold it.
But my favorite thing, though, about pooping at the convention is, though, because there's so many toilets. Like, normally, when there's 2 or 3 stalls, there's that pressure that, oh, I need to speed this up. I need to hurry the process along. But with so many stalls, there's no pressure on you at all.
No, I found the perfect bathroom, and it's like your parking spot. It's like your parking spot. I found my favorite pooping
What,
parking
upstairs
spot.
by the Rio Grande games?
No, I'm not even gonna.
You're not gonna
I'm
tell
not
anybody.
even gonna give anyone a. Because it's so close, and so few people
All right,
know about it. It doesn't
but-
even look like a bathroom.
All right, one question about it. How's the puke situation?
None.
What?
Clean of it. I don't think
Whoa.
anyone knows about it. And they have one of those fancy hand dryers that you put in this way and it wraps around, and so it's like, yeah, super.
You can, like, get the
I think
armpits?
it's Dyson. I
Ooh.
don't know. Yeah.
Name drop, Dyson. My number one, getting on to a more of a serious note, is Ortis Regni. Now, many of you,
What was that?
Yeah, exactly, are saying, what Ortis Regni, for those of you who don't know, was actually one of the biggest sponsors of the show.
it's
You got a free
Bags.
bag.
Yeah, they gave out, I'm guessing probably tens of thousands of these bags. They had a big old haul all to themselves to show off their game. And you know how many people I heard talking about this game? 0. King of New York, heard a bunch about that. I heard a bunch about just about all the big games. I heard nobody talking about this, despite the fact many of them were walking around with their bag. They had the worst PR move I have ever seen in the history of potentially board games or Gen Con.
was
They
really
had to
bad.
drop tens of thousands of dollars for this event, if not more, Well, probably tens of thousands.
Who knows? A lot of money.
They dropped a lot of money. The bags don't have their name on the bags.
Just the pictures.
What
that.
in the hell are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't like King of New York. King of New York could have got away with this. You could have had some monster smashing. XCOM could have got away with this potentially. The Witcher game could have got potentially away with it. A lot of these games could have.
I wonder, because it's like I'm looking at this game to see, and it doesn't look like it's still in print or anything like that. But still, at the end of the day, that's still really cool to be able to say, yeah, I sponsored the bag at Gen Con. I still think it was a colossal misstep not labeling the bag with your name, but still kudos for them. I still, like, in retroactive, I'm like, man, that's still cool that you sponsored the entire bag. Like, that's for one game. I don't wonder how much that cost, though.
You cannot get away with this. You are a first-time game maker with an obscure card game that failed on Kickstarter its first time. Ooh, great. It had a Steam implementation, but you put your names on the bag. Oh, my brain wanted to explode when we interviewed these guys. Oh, you guys are the guys with the bags. Great, now I know.
David Garrington. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So this is the parchment playmat. Custom parchment playmats designed for Otis Regney. It's stunningly. So this is just the playmats. Oh, no. This is... So, did they have a Kickstarter? I don't even know.
I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Does this bug you as much as it bugs me? I just hate when people do their jobs really bad, and one person there did their job really freaking bad.
As an owner of the bag, though, I think it does look cooler with just the pictures on there. And in the game, I know that I specifically remember him saying that there isn't any font or anything on the cards.
Yeah, like it was a failed Kickstarter. So that was just they pushed it through. Like they just said to money, like, all right, we're just gonna do it. Fascinating. So that looks much more like a just a calculated gamble. Like we're gonna try and really push this as hard as we can. And so now, retroactively, I don't think I was wrong at all. Like, the fact that that's, like, how much money was spent on that play, Because not just having every single bag, but the room, the room was huge.
So maybe they were trying to go thematically, but if you're going to drop that much money on something that's going to be carried around all of Gen Con in droves,
Here's a question
put your name on the bag.
Here's a question
cool.
Put your name on the bag.
We interviewed over 100 people.
If they would have put no artwork on the bag and just the name,
Some black bag.
it would have been better. With Ortis Regney on one side and Gen Con on the other, that would have been a great bag for them still.
We were in the know at Gen Con.
Name.
We were in the know at Gen Con.
Yeah, we were looking to talk to people.
And
we were approaching people actively to speak with them about their games.
So frustrating. Congratulations, Ortis Regney. You bumped out cosplayers and DS players. I didn't think it was possible, but you successfully did it with just the worst PR blunder I've seen in quite some times. But those were our top 5 disappointments of Gen Con 2014. By no means did we not have a great con, because it was a fantastic con. I can't wait for next year. I wish I could just get into like a cry. You know what? I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah, well, I mean, on the drive home, you're already thinking about next year.
We were.
And that's how you know you had a good time.
It was a blast. But I want to know, in the comments section below, 2 things. First and foremost, what was your biggest disappointment of Gen Con 2014? Did you know what Ortis Regney was? Did you know the bag you were carrying around? Did you? I'm just out of curiosity. And
Did
for
you?
all you ladies out there, let me know, what is the pube situation in the ladies' bathroom?
Please let
How's
us
the
know.
line?
Well, I wanted to know more about the pubes, because that's another thing.
Well, there's no urinals.
Well, but still, I mean,
Urinal pubes, though. I mean,
He's
if it's
so
in the
smart.
Seat, that's, you know what? We've talked about this too much.
Jamie!
fuzzy seat.
We got pinned that.
Anywho, if you're enjoying this content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
Bowers Game Corner presents Gen Con Video Bonanza
Boom.
2014. Made possible by Billionaire Banshee.
That was a fun segment. I hope you all enjoyed that segment. Let me know what you think about that segment. And I have another one that I'm going to do as well. Maybe next year, because I think it's the top 5 disappointments from Gen Con, but I did it with my buddy Brandon as well. So let me know what you think about that segment down there. I do apologize for my behavior. Like that shook me, because that's just 10 years ago. the fact that I'd say that, like, that's just one of those things that I hear someone else say and I just cringe so hard. But yeah, let me know what you think about this segment in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.